Hello, welcome to this mid-morning taste challenge. Holy Thursday 2023. We have Old Charter Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, no age statement, 80 proof, introduced in 1874. I got this on a great deal. Walmart had it priced down, reduced to $8. $16 bottle for $8. The competitor is Ancient Age, 10-star Kentucky, also Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, but this is sour mash, genuine sour mash bourbon, 90 proof, introduced in 1936. Although the company claims it was 1946, I wrote them an email and I talked to them back and forth, and I said, no, I can tell you it was 1936. You got it wrong. And they were saying, how can you back that up? And I sent them documents to show that I was right, like newspaper advertisements from 1936 that were advertising Ancient Age. But they never changed their website. They never update anything. Maybe every 10 years they'll update their website. Okay, so 1936. This is the Ancient Age 10-star, not the regular Ancient Age. We get the regular in Louisiana, the 80 proof, aged 3 years, cream colored label. We get the Ancient Age Preferred black label. It's called Ancient Age Preferred black label, blended whiskey, 80 proof, no age. Might have an age statement. I can't remember. I don't have any more. I went through that bottle. We definitely do not get the ancient age 90 proof 10-star 6-year age that they're showing on the website. I bought this 3-year age version. 3-year age. They're not showing this on the website. They're showing the 6-year age. I bought this in Meridian, Mississippi. Bonita Plaza Liquors. Mark Bonita Plaza Liquors on Mississippi Highway 19 northbound, right south of Interstate 59. A fabulous little liquor store. Okay. I mean, it's not like the greatest thing, but it's nice. It's really nice. And I'll purchase more than just this there, I think. And another nice liquor store on the west side of town. Oh yeah, I bought the Kentucky Bow at Bonita Plaza Liquors. Also not seen in Louisiana, Kentucky Bow. All right, so Sazerac produces a lot of products that they will talk about on their website, which is 3 of them, 4 of them, 5 of them, 6 of them. And then they produce a lot of other products that they don't acknowledge, but you know they exist because you bought them and you're holding them. Okay. Make sure I got my labels right. Yep. So Old Charter, introduced 1874, has undergone many changes over the years, different owners. I don't think there was ever a distillery. It was just a procured product, private, independent labeling. Independent bottler, I mean to say, like Wild Turkey used to be, until they built a distillery. But Old Charter, at one time it was like 86 proof. It was aged 8 years. But there was also an Old Charter aged 10 years. There was an Old Charter aged 7 years. And now there's this Old Charter here, no age statement. So that means it's at least 4 years, probably longer than that. So if you shop around, is it possible that you could find Old Charter, one of the other configurations? I would say it's quite possible. May have to do some shopping, but I wouldn't be shocked. Okay, ancient age. I just dropped. I was on a road trip. I dropped into Bonita Plaza Liquors. There it was on the shelf. I was like, gotta buy it. Now these will run you about the same price, about $16 a bottle. I noticed the ancient age is darker right off the bat. Darker. It's more amber than gold, and the old charter is more gold than amber. But the difference is not. I was going to say it's not profound. Well, actually, it is. Yeah, it's a pretty big difference. You see gold versus copper. All right, never mind that. Gold versus amber. All right, so the ancient age is darker. I got to close my eyes now because if I glance down and see the darker one, I'm going to know it's the AA10S. The AA10S rather than the OC. Now we do know that there are at least 4 other old charters currently in existence. The old charter French oak treatment, the old charter Mongolian oak treatment, and there's 2 others I can't recall. And they say on the website, Old Charter Oak, that they're coming out with some more, state by state. So, yeah, I'd like to find those. Just like you can go to a liquor store and find Old Tom. Oh, I'm sorry, Tom Moore. Tom Moore is an old brand like Old Charter, been around since 1879. Just an ordinary bourbon. Probably good, though. You know, I never tried it, but it's probably good. I could have gotten it for $12.99 for the handle. Boy, that was a mistake. That was years ago. That was stupidity on my part. But now they make Tom S. Moore specialty bourbons. Old Tom Moore, but Tom S. Moore. And Total Wine had that, but that sold out in a hot second. I mean, it was gone in like a week. And they were $60 a bottle, $60 a bottle. Maybe they were putting that out there to satisfy people who had been trying to track down Blanton's. Similar price, similar speciality, as they say in the British Commonwealth countries. Yeah. Hey, I'd be happy to try the regular Old Tom Moore. Tell you the truth, and I think I will try. Next time I see it, I'm gonna buy it. If it's like $14.99, could have gotten it. Like I said, I could have got it for $12.99, but that was my dumbness. I gotta buy it. You know, I gotta buy it. I'm not under any illusions. I'm not thinking Tom Moore is going to be some great thing. It's going to be like Old Charter, just ordinary. But it is a venerable brand. Like I said, been on the market since 1879. So you do want to give it credit. That smells like ancient age 10-star, tell you the truth. It's like that musty, rich, like sourdough bagel type of thing with the charred oak, and the smells like it might be 90 proof. All right. Yeah, now see, this doesn't have the strong nose. It's weaker. Funny thing, the Old Charter's age at least 4 years. We know the ancient age 10-star that I've got. I'm talking about the one I have in my hand or on my desk. It's 3-year age. Okay, now you might say, oh no, well, where I live is 6-year age. Yeah, I would believe that. It's what they're saying on the website. So I mean, I wouldn't. I'm not challenging that. I'm saying what I was able to buy was a 3-year age version. Okay, now, you know, Buffalo Trace tends to be a rather shadowy company, so they'll tell you a little bit of what they're doing, but they don't tell you a whole lot of what they're doing. Like these people running around on the internet all day long talking about, oh, it's the number 1 mash bill, it's the number 2 mash bill, it's the number 1 mash bill, it's the number 2 mash bill. I said, how do you know that? Because Sazerac doesn't release their mash bills ever. And they'll say like, well, I read that on Whiskey Panel. I'm like, well, what is Whiskey Panel? Oh, it's a website. They talk about bourbon. Oh. So that verifies it because some people said it. Okay, all right. I was vice president of the world once. You said, well, how do I know that? Well, I said it, so it must be true, right? Because I was vice president of the world. All right. If I'm looking at the company's website, that's a primary source. Okay, it's them telling me what they believe or what they're selling, or if I look at the bottle. But some guys doing a podcast, that's not a primary. That's probably not even a secondary source, like a tertiary source. And then it'd just be like same information, like copied from them, who copied from them, who copied from them, who copied from them, who copied from them. But where's the original source material? We don't know. All right, corn. Yeah, corn, vanilla, a little bit of a sourdough bagel type of thing situation. Is it a heavy char? No. Nope. Very well. I don't know about very light, but medium at the most. But I don't think it's too. It's not char. Char. Vanilla, white oak, and sugar water, and not much more. This has got to be the old charter. It's got to be. Let me look. It is. Haha. So I've only got it wrong once. So if you look at all my old charter videos, which is not that many, but I only got one wrong so far, and hopefully not again. Okay, so well, how do you like that? Now, am I shocked? Oh, we have comments, and I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to ignore the comments, y'all. I was just trying to keep my eyes closed. The Dixie Bass Band says, "Good morning, Ron. Happy Maundy Thursday." Same to you. The anniversary of the Lord's the Lord's Supper, the Last Supper, and I was in the line to be NWA world champion and the new bass singer for Gold City. Ha ha ha. Yeah, so I'm not trying to be a sarcastic or ugly or flip. What I'm trying to tell you is that when somebody's giving you information about a beer, wine, or liquor, in this case, we're doing bourbon, American bourbon. Well, there's only type of bourbon, American. If they're telling you, oh, yeah, this is the mash bill, fine, that's interesting. I love to read about stuff like that. But you got to ask the next question. Where do you get this? From where do you gather this information? Where does this information come from? Okay. Now, if their response is very defensive, like, why you got to ask that? And so forth, then you know pretty much assuredly they do not have primary source information. Because if they did, they wouldn't be defensive. They wouldn't say, why you got to ask that? They would say, oh, look, I'll tell you where I found that. So on this website, here's a link, would just be normal behavior. But when they start trying to push you away or, get ugly or sarcastic or just defensive, as I say, flip or defensive, you say, wait a minute, you the one that said it was the number 2 mash bill. I never thought about it. You brought that up. And when I asked where did you come by the information, you started trying to stall me, stonewall me, or just blow me away, blow me off. So I'm saying, no. I'm telling you the ABV for both of these products, 90 proof, 80 proof. Where I got that out the air, I just got that out the air. Well, no, it says it on the bottle. That's what we call a primary source, okay? It's like people say, oh, they had this guy, he was a German propaganda minister in the 1930s, and he said, if you tell a lie big enough, then everybody will believe it. Well, where did you hear that? Well, I read it in some book. Okay, I read lots of books. Well, what's his source, Mr. Goldstein, whatever. What's his source? Oh, well, he read it in a magazine, Time magazine from 1938. Okay, what's their source? Oh, well, they didn't list any sources. No. So how do we know the guy said that? Oh, well, I saw it on the World at War. Hmm. Tim's television themes, Tim's television series. Yeah, but did they really provide sources for their material? So it's like you keep. So if you repeat something about a statement long enough, everybody believes it, right? It's kind of ironic, right? That you talk about a statement that you don't source, but you repeat it long enough, everybody believes it. That's funny. All right. Now, did that person ever make that statement? I don't know. I never researched it. I know that pattern, though. I know the pattern that it's just like carried along, and then everybody believes it. But it's like, no, you can't see the Great Wall of China from the moon. Well, communist China made that claim in 1971. Yeah, they sure did. Communist China made that claim. Gerbils? Yeah, gerbils, like the little pets. The little pets were the minister of propaganda, right? Gerbils. Yes. I never liked gerbils because they mean, they don't like people. They're not domesticated. People used to, I knew people that had quote unquote pet gerbils, and I say, oh, let's pet. Oh, you can't. They say, oh no, they bite. They didn't want to be bothered by people. They're running around in the cage trying to get out. They're not happy being in captivity. The hamsters, they were more like domesticated. Like I used to have hamsters, and they kind of liked people. They'd bite you in a minute, but they didn't seem to be miserable. They wanted to get out the cage, though. Who wants to be in a cage? I'm pretty sure they eat gerbils in Vietnam, says this person. Okay, well, they might. I don't know about Vietnamese cuisine except for pho, and the milk bread. But I think you get my point. If you're going to make a claim, at least have some source material, and I mean reliable source material. Um, the ancient age 10 star is a better product in my opinion. It has more flavor. The flavor is bolder. You can taste the charred oak. So I wouldn't say it's profound, but it's there, and it's just got that robustness, and that's from the 90 proof. Let's give it credit. 90 proof, so it's enjoyable. I like it. I'm glad I bought it, and I still have 20% of the bottle left. 1, 2, 3, 4. 25% of the bottle left. Okay, seems less, but so I got a good number of taste challenges coming with it. I'm going to enjoy it. I love it. I love it. I love ancient age, and I would recommend it. No, I mean Old Charter. Yeah, all right. It's a much more famous brand. It's much more available. But yeah, I would never pay $41 at Walmart when I could go to Total Wine and get it for 29. Are you kidding me? Never seen it up here. You talking about Old Charter? Hmm. Somebody in Pennsylvania told me I never heard of Old Charter. I said, what? Maybe it's a southern thing, you know what I mean? We're in the South. We don't got no brains. We're dumb. We know a little bit about history though. But all right. But yeah, it's got a lot of flavor. Now let's go to the Old Charter. Yeah, it's 41 even at isn't that high. It's not that high for a handle. I'm talking about the handle, the big, the big glass bottle. But what I'm saying is why would I pay 41 and and I can go to Total Wine and get the same exact size bottle for 29, you know the answer. I would never pay the 41, and I can get it for $11 cheaper. I'm not crazy. I mean, I am. No, well, the doctor told me, he said, you're so sane that you're insane. And I believe that. All right. You are not my. Now on second, well, that's about the fifth sip, right? Total Wine does have some ball of deals. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to pay $41 and I can get the same size bottle for 29. I mean, that's stupid. It's like, well, you're just a tightwad. No, I'm not a tightwad. I'm smart. Anybody that's dumb enough to pay $41 when they could get the same bottle for 29, that's not proving anything to me. I'm not saying you should be a tightwad and a skin flint and greedy and all that. You shouldn't be. Okay, I get that. Uh, but on contra-wise, you shouldn't be a fool, a moron, an idiot, and a dum dum. Stupid. Don't kid with me, silly boy. All right. Anyway, I was thinking about Freddie Mercury, so I was doing those acts, but I shouldn't say that. All right. Anyway, Farouk Farouk Busara. He'd probably still be out there singing if he hadn't. All right. I did pick up a little charred oak, a little bit. Picked up a little bit of charred oak, but still, all in all, I know Old Charter is a venerable brand. Your great grandpa drank it, and he fought in the Battle of Belleau Wood and all that. Okay, but still, it's not as good as ancient age. Okay, and I'm saying ancient age is better than Old Charter, and I'm unanimous in that. And if you disagree with me, it's because you are a communist. All right. Uh, you're a good looking man, Mr. Garrison. All right, that's like paying $80 for Green Spot at a local store or a competing chain when I can get it for 43 at Costco. Right now, but of course, you got to take into account you got to pay a membership fee for Costco, so you have to factor that in. I don't know how you would do that because you would have to think about how many purchases you made in a year and what is the membership fee per year. So I don't know how you would. We can get. I can go to Costco here. There's a Costco about 30 miles east of me, but I've never been in the store in my life. I've never been to. I did go inside of Sam's once. My father's a member of Sam's because he likes paying $20 to save 19. But I never bought anything at Sam's. Okay, but anyway, that's it. We'll be back in a couple of days for another bourbon taste challenge, and oh, I have another Sazerac brand coming up, and it's going to win. Old Charter will never beat it. It won't beat it. It won't. It will not. And that's only a 3-year age bourbon coming up from Sazerac, and I can get it at Walmart. You know what? I haven't seen it at Walmart lately. I guess they dropped it. Never mind that. Walmart's changing, but I can get it at Total Wine. But I'm not going to buy it again anyway. I bought it, got the bigger thing. But yeah, it's going to win. Yeah, it's going to win. Now, if anybody wants to see what blended whiskey I have coming up, let me know now or forever hold your peace. But I do have a blended whiskey coming up in a couple of weeks when I'm finished with straight bourbon. This is a rarity, boy. Let me tell you, it's a rarity. Maybe not so rare as it was when I first bought it, but it's coming up. So going once if you want to see it. Going twice if you want to see it. And if you want to see it going 3 times, well, that's it. You'll see it when I do it. It's no emergency. I don't know what it tastes like. I never had it. Anyway, what does that mean? Yes. Yes, you want to see it, or yes, you're glad I'm getting off the air. What does that mean? You got to explain that quick. I'm going to count down from 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, four, three, two, one. Yes. Max Wolf says, hello, Ron. Hello, Max Wolf in the Russian Federation. Thanks for watching. Oh, I want to see it. Okay, yeah. All right. Hold on. All right, so I've been sitting on this little oddity since January 2021, and it's still there at the same store where I bought it. It's covered with dust. I've been dusting, but you can't unless you really wash it down, you know. But it'll be all right. I'm gonna wash it down when I review it. This was $8.99. Well, the price has gone up. Now it's $9.99, but I bought it for $8.99 at Hocus Pocus Liquors. Hocus Pocus, I'm sorry, Hocus Pocus Spirits. Get it? Hocus Pocus Spirits. It's called Iron Wheel Kentucky Blended Whiskey. You say, well, wait a minute. That bottle looks a lot like that bottle looks a lot like that bottle looks a lot like yeah, it does, doesn't it? And it's aged 36 months. Uh-oh. But it's only 80 proof. Made with American grown corn. Well, that's glad to know. That's glad to know. That's glad to know. From the land to the bottle, made in Kentucky, Iron Wheel Kentucky blended whiskey, which is a redundant statement because if you say Kentucky, it has to be made in Kentucky. That's the law. Oak barrel rested. Another redundant statement. It has to be aged in oak. But anyway, distilled, aged, and bottled in Louisville, Kentucky. Now you see, this contradicts what Sazerac told me on the phone. Distilled, aged, and bottled in Louisville, Kentucky. Now, when I was on the phone with Sazerac, Buffalo Trace, last year in 2022, the guy on the phone told me, oh, we don't have a distillery in Louisville. We only have lawyers' offices. I said, oh, really? He said, right. It's all done at Buffalo Trace. Hey, but you know what? Maybe he's just a guy on the phone and he don't know what he's talking about. Because this is a definitive statement. This is not like a statement that can be interpreted one way or the other. Oh, 75% neutral spirits distilled from grain. Okay, so that means it's 25% straight whiskey, but it's 75% neutral spirits. Oh, yeah. Oh, yay. In other words, moonshine. But this is a definitive statement. Distilled, aged, and bottled in Louisville, Kentucky. Well, you know what? This is telling me that this thing is made in Louisville, Kentucky, and there is a distillery in Louisville, Kentucky. And oh wait, I didn't think about that. Maybe Sazerac is contracting it with Heaven Hill because they have a Louisville, Kentucky distillery. It's called Bernheim. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. They could have contracted with them. I hadn't thought about that. All right, Iron Wheel. Okay, well, never mind. I forgot. These companies trade products with each other. They do trades, and no, literally they do trades. If you read the articles, they trade Scotch in Scotland. They'll trade like companies that supposedly hate each other. They'll trade Scotch. All right, Iron Wheel. Perhaps no other invention aided America's westward expansion more than the invention of the Iron Wheel. Dot 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 dot. This is all about the Iron Wheel, I guess. There's a whole write up about it. I'll give Sazerac credit. They love to put essays on their bottles, like long, drawn out essays, which are very interesting. So yeah, this just showed up out of the blue. But when you see the word "the Founders Company," that's Sazerac. All right, but yeah, okay. So I'll concede that it's owned by Sazerac without question. But yeah, it could have been made by Bernheim, meaning Heaven Hill under contract, is a deal. Okay, all right. I'm going to walk that back. I'm going to walk that back. All right. Anyway, but it is under the Sazerac umbrella at least. Uh, but but why would Bernheim use Sazerac bottles? That's the question I don't understand. See, I got to do some more research. I'm starting to think the guy at Sazerac that I talked to on the phone don't know what he's talking about. The Dixie Bassman says, on the Scotch Wars, about as legitimate as the feud between Flair and Harley Race. Right, because they're telling you, oh, these Scotch companies, they're at war. It's a war. They hate each other. Yeah, why are they trading Scotch? Why did Aberfeldy send all these Scotches to Lagavulin? Oh, well, they had a good deal. They made a good deal. Yeah, but they hate each other. So why are they trading Scotch? Right? Okay, here comes the Waste Management Company. All right, thanks. Y'all take care now.